What do most people do when they find pee in their shoe? They yell. They push the cat toward the litter box. Has your cat ever peed in your shoes? You come home. You slide your foot in, and suddenly your entire day changes. Most people have the same reaction: anger, disgust. Why would they do this? The litter box is right there, and honestly, that reaction makes sense. It feels deliberate. It feels personal. Some people even call it revenge, but here's what nobody tells you. Your cat didn't pee in your shoes to punish you. They didn't do it because they're lazy, and they definitely didn't do it because they forgot where the litter box is. What actually happened in that shoe is one of the most misunderstood behaviors in the entire world of cats, and by the time we get to number 7, you'll understand why that ruined pair of sneakers might be the most emotionally loaded thing your cat has ever told you. It's not what you think. It's much bigger. Let's start with the one explanation everyone jumps to. 1. It's not revenge. Cats don't work that way. This is the most common assumption. You left your cat alone too long. You forgot to clean the litter box. You brought a new pet home, and your cat peed in your shoes as payback. Revenge. Spite. A calculated punishment designed to hit you where it hurts. But here's the thing. Revenge requires the ability to understand cause and effect across time, assign blame, and design a proportional response. That's not cat cognition. That's courtroom logic. Cats live in the present. They don't sit around constructing plans to get back at you for something that happened 3 hours ago. Dr. Mikel Delgado, a feline behaviorist at UC Davis, has studied inappropriate elimination in cats extensively. She found that what owners interpret as revenge is almost always a stress response to an environmental change the owner hasn't noticed. The cat isn't thinking about you at all in that moment. They're responding to something their body is telling them, and the location, your shoes, isn't chosen to offend you. It's chosen for a reason that goes far deeper than spite. Your cat doesn't have a revenge plan. They have a problem, and your shoe was the answer. 2. Your shoes are the strongest source of you in the entire house. Think about this for a second. Out of every object you own, what carries the most concentrated version of your scent? Not your pillow, not your clothes in the closet, your shoes. Your shoes go everywhere with you. They absorb sweat from your feet, one of the most scent-rich parts of your body. They pick up smells from every place you've been: the street, the office, other people's homes, other animals. For your cat, whose entire world is organized by scent, your shoes are the most you object in the house. When a cat is stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed, they seek comfort, and the most powerful form of comfort available to them is the scent of their primary attachment figure. Your shoes aren't just shoes to your cat. They're the most concentrated source of the one smell that makes them feel safe. So when your cat pees in your shoe, they're not targeting something you value to hurt you. They're targeting the object that smells the most like the person they need. They're mixing their scent with yours in the most intense way their body allows. Not to destroy, to merge, to create a combined scent that tells their nervous system, we are still connected, even if everything else feels wrong. And hey, if this is already flipping what you thought about this behavior, hit that like button and subscribe. That's how we get these videos to more cat owners who deserve to know what their cat is actually going through. 3. It's almost always a stress signal. Here's the pattern that most owners miss. A cat doesn't pee outside the litter box for no reason. There is always a trigger. Always. And the trigger is almost never physical. It's emotional. The most common causes are changes that seem small to you but feel enormous to your cat. A new person in the house, a changed schedule, a different brand of litter, furniture moved to a new position, construction noise outside, a stray cat appearing in the yard, even a new air freshener. Any of these can tip a cat's stress level past the threshold where normal behavior breaks down. Cats communicate stress through their body first. They overgroom, they stop eating, they hide. But when the stress is specifically tied to their sense of territory or their bond with their owner, it comes out through elimination. Because scent marking, and that's what this is the most powerful territorial and bonding tool a cat has. When your cat pees in your shoe, they're not misbehaving. They're screaming in the only language their body has. Something is wrong. Something changed, and they don't know how to fix it except by flooding the most important object they can find with the most powerful signal they can produce. 4. The litter box itself might be the problem. Here's something most people don't even consider. What if the litter box is the reason your cat is peeing in your shoes? Cats are extraordinarily particular about their elimination environment. The litter box isn't just a toilet to them. It's a vulnerability zone. Every time your cat steps in, squats, and eliminates, they are in one of their most defenseless positions. Eyes down, body low, attention split. In the wild, this is when predators strike, so the conditions have to be exactly right for your cat to feel safe enough to use it. A box that's too small, a box with a lid that makes them feel trapped, a box in a high-traffic area where someone could walk up behind them, a box next to a loud appliance, a box that hasn't been cleaned in 2 days, a box that was recently switched to a new litter with a different texture or scent. Any one of these can make the box feel dangerous. And here's what happens next. Your cat still needs to eliminate. Their body doesn't care that the box feels wrong. It needs to go, so they search for the next best option. Somewhere enclosed, somewhere that smells safe, somewhere that carries the scent of their person. Your shoe, enclosed shape, strong owner scent, located on the ground where the cat feels most comfortable. From the cat's perspective, your shoe is a perfectly logical alternative bathroom, not a protest, a solution to a problem you didn't know existed. 5. It hits differently when they only do it with your shoes. Here's the detail that breaks this behavior wide open. Does your cat pee in everyone's shoes or just yours? Because if it's just yours, that changes everything. In multi-person households, cats who urinate on personal belongings almost always target the items belonging to their primary attachment figure, not the person they like least, the person they're bonded to most. This seems counterintuitive. Why would they ruin the shoes of the person they love most? Because the behavior isn't about ruining. It's about merging. Your cat is combining their scent with the strongest source of your scent because the bond feels threatened. Something in their environment shifted and their attachment system is firing. The response isn't aggression. It's the opposite. It's a desperate attempt to strengthen a connection they're afraid of losing. My cat went through a phase of this when I started traveling for work. Never touched anyone else's things. Only mine. Only the shoes I'd just worn. The ones that carried the freshest, strongest version of my scent. He wasn't angry that I left. He was trying to hold on to me in the only way his body knew how. By making my smell and his smell the same. If your cat pees only in your shoes, only on your clothes, only on your side of the bed, don't take it as an attack. Take it as a map. Every target they choose is a map of who matters most in their world, and your name is the only one on it. 6. Punishing them makes everything worse. What do most people do when they find pee in their shoe? They yell, they push the cat toward the litter box, they shove the cat's nose near the mess, maybe they lock the cat in a room. You need to learn. Here's what actually happens when you punish a cat for peeing outside the litter box. Nothing good, nothing at all. Cats cannot connect punishment with a past action. If more than a few seconds have passed between the behavior and the consequence, the connection is lost entirely. Your cat doesn't think, I'm being punished because I peed in the shoe. They think, my human is being aggressive toward me, and I don't understand why. The stress that caused the behavior in the first place just doubled. The cat who was already anxious enough to scent mark your belongings is now anxious about you. The one anchor they had, your presence, your safety, your scent, just became a source of fear. And the next time their body feels that stress, the signal is even louder. The marking doesn't stop. It escalates. More shoes, more clothes, more corners of the house. Not because the cat is stubborn, because the problem got worse, and you're now part of it. The only response that works is the one that addresses what your cat was actually saying. Something is wrong. Help me feel safe again. 7. Your shoe was a love letter written in the only ink they had. Here's what everything on this list has been building toward, and it's the part that makes this behavior impossible to see the same way ever again. Your cat didn't pee in your shoe because they're bad. They didn't do it because they're angry or broken or poorly trained. They did it because something in their world shifted, and the one thing they reached for, the one thing their body said would help, was the object that smelled the most like the person who makes them feel safe. They weren't trying to ruin your day. They were trying to anchor themselves to you. In a moment of stress, confusion, or fear, their body made one decision: find the strongest connection to my human and hold on. Your shoes are the most you thing you own. They carry your footsteps, your warmth, your sweat, your day. And when your cat chose them out of everything in the house, they were choosing the closest thing to being held by you when you weren't there to hold them. It was never about the shoes. It was about what the shoes carried. And what the shoes carried was you. That mess in your sneaker wasn't a punishment. It wasn't defiance. It was a small, frightened animal writing one message on the only thing that still smelled like home: I need you. And this was the only way I knew how to say it.